Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television and Radio Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone. As I get to ride home with you in the afternoon, you may find us on television. That is channel 182 Charter, and you can also find us on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire, and that's Abundant Television. Also, you can find the podcast on thenewscasters.com. And still on the radio, we are at the biggest station this is the biggest country station in South Carolina, WZLA 92.9 FM on the dial. We appreciate you guys and all the support we're getting. We have some new sponsors. We'll be talking about those just a little bit later. But again, thank you so much, guys, for being with us. I've got AP Stedham with me right now. He's been with us for years, on top of years. He's part of the show. And he's our sports guy. He has his own podcast, and he's just, you're a globetrotter. You're all over the place. Where are you at this week?
Hey, Donna. Good morning. Good to see you there. Good afternoon. Yeah, Donna, we're going to be heading to the Orange Bowl. I mentioned to you that the president of the Orange Bowl, he was fussing at me because I didn't cover his game last year. I was in California for the holiday, and plus I covered the Rose Bowl last year. So I promised him. So I'll be in the Orange Bowl, Texas Tech from the Big 12, playing Oregon out of the Big 10. Should be a tight ball game. It's going to be a 1 or 2 point game. I saw the Red Raiders playing the Big 12 championship, beat BYU. And I saw Oregon last year in the Rose Bowl get beat by Ohio State after Oregon had beaten Ohio State at home by a point and ended up losing 41-21 last year. So I'm kind of interested in these two teams. And then we'll be there, come back for a day or so, and then we'll be heading to the Fiesta Bowl, which possibly could be either Miami or Ohio State, facing the winner of Georgia Ole Miss. So I will see an SEC team there. Then I'll head to the Peach Bowl. The next night I got to hop a plane from Phoenix to Atlanta because it's back-to-back nights. So I have to hustle across the country. And, Alabama plays Indiana, the Rose Bowl. So that winner will come to the Peach Bowl, and they'll play the winner of the Texas Tech Oregon game. So I think I'll see some SEC teams down the road, at least one, I believe. And we'll see what happens. But this is the big week down of the college football playoffs. Alabama going back to the Rose Bowl down at 100 years later. I think that's kind of a fascinating story. 1925 team was there for the 1926 Rose Bowl. Here we are, Alabama. This team is going to the Rose Bowl, the 2025 team to play in the 2026 Rose Bowl. 100 years later, Don, isn't that amazing?
It is. That's something to talk about, I'll tell you. Let's talk about this past week's ball games and how they fared out and your analogy on them. What happened there?
You know what? Missouri, it was a tight ball game. They only scored the one touchdown. They ended up losing to Virginia in the Gator Bowl. So I was hoping that they'd get a couple of touchdowns. Was able to squeak out a victory over Virginia out of the ACC, but Missouri lost in their bowl game, and then LSU went to Houston to play in that bowl game, the Texas Bowl. They ended up losing to Houston in a tight ball game as well. Of course, LSU has the interim coach, Frank Wilson. He's moving on now to be at Ole Miss. And Houston has Willie Fritz. He was at Tulane. So they had a good ball club, Houston. And then Connor Wakeman, he was the quarterback at Texas A&M, Donna. He transferred to Houston. So he had played LSU in the past when he was at Texas A&M. So they won that ball game. So the SEC took 2 defeats there. And we know from the previous weeks, Alabama out of the SEC, Oklahoma out of the SEC, they played in the playoff game. And Alabama was down by 17, came back to win. So Oklahoma's out. And then you also had Ole Miss beat Tulane 41-10. So Ole Miss has a victory for the SEC. Texas A&M playing at home lost that 10-3 game to Miami. So there was another SEC loss there. But we have the big games coming up this week. We'll just go over them real quick. The Liberty Bowl is Tennessee and Illinois. That'll be a good ball game. That's on the 30th. The Reliant Quest Bowl, Vanderbilt taking Iowa on the 31st. And you have the Citrus Bowl, Texas takes on Michigan. And then you have the Mayo Bowl. That is on the 2nd of January, Mississippi State taking on Wake Forest. And, of course, we have the games we mentioned, Georgia, Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl. Indiana will take on Alabama in the Rose Bowl. And so those are the SEC games that we're going to be seeing. SEC teams are going to be playing in these roles in these ball games here. Just to mention one other game, because I know we're in South Carolina. Penn State defeated Clemson in the Pinstripe Bowl. So Clemson is 7-6 this year. I know they're not very happy. And Dabo Swinney's going to have to make some changes and adjustments because this was his year, really, Donnie. He had some transfers, had a quarterback that's been there 3 years. Many picked him high, as I did, be in the top 5. And things, they sputtered. And they ended up losing 6 games, which, I don't know, you got to go back a few years. The last time Clemson lost 6 games, probably. Maybe that's the most under Dabo. I don't know. I'd have to double check that. But I know the Clemson people are not happy. South Carolina people aren't happy. They didn't make a bowl. So they're going to have to do better, do much better next year.
Well, football has really changed this past year. And do you feel like, okay, with players being able to opt out of games, that's happening all over. There's something needs to be done about that. Do you think we'll be expecting maybe more rules?
I think, Donna, what's going to happen with these NIL deals, you're going to maybe start signing a contract that says you got to fulfill the season.
Yeah.
We won't pay you the full amount if you opt out of the bowl game. There's got to be some type of penalty clause because it's really not fair. You're playing all year long, and you have the ability to sign up for insurance if you qualify. You have to qualify in football by being eligible for, I think it's the first 3 rounds. They will rate you. They will rate you. Now, if you're not rated by an insurance company because you're not eligible for the first 3 rounds, projected for the first 3 rounds, you could still get insurance policies. They'll write you a policy, no problem, right?
Right.
They'll go beyond the normal risk. So, but I think of NIL deal, I'm not signing any NIL deal that says you don't complete the season. Not fair. We're giving you all this money, and then at the end of the year, you just say, well, I'm not part of the team. And they say brotherhood, but how can you play all these games and then you say, oh, I'm not playing the last game? You risked it all the whole season. Mm-hmm. You have insurance if you get hurt, but you're still going to opt out on me, and we're paying you the full value of your contract, the NIL deal. I don't think it's right. You take the money, you have to play.
Because that's not showing loyalty at all.
Yeah, I mean, the loyalty is with the money. We all understand now. That's the loyalty. It's the money.
Uniform. Yeah.
That's the new loyalty. You're not playing for State U. You're playing for your money. Like everybody else. You sign up for the contract. You want to receive the money? Well, you have to be on the field. You have to play.
Well, I think
it's fair.
Our concern when this whole thing rolled out was how loyal are the players going to be to the team?
Right, and this has been a trend for the last, probably within the last 10 years, opting out. But there's some teams, you get very few opt-outs. And so it's really a credit to the coaching staff and the players themselves being responsible. Mm-hmm. But Donna, you have agents in your ear. If you have a hangnail, they'll tell you to opt out of the game. I mean, we all know with the agent, they're going to protect you. Oh, you don't need to play in the game. You have a good value already. Don't play in the game. Well, that's fine. But if you have a contract, you have to play to receive your money. The agent's the one who help you sign the contract. You have to fulfill your contract. So there's I think there's fairness. And like I said, if you have the proper insurance, which you should have, then you should play ball.
Well, are you seeing that whole idea being revamped this coming season?
Yeah, well, I think it's going to get tighter. Yeah, I think this opt-out business, they're going to curtail it to some degree. At least I would. If I'm a head coach, I'm a program administrator, athletic director, general manager of the team. Here we are, son. Here's the agreement. It says all the way through to the regular season, playoffs, bowl game, league championships. You have to play to receive this money. If you want to put something at the end that we're paying you for just 10 games or 11 or wherever you opt out, we're going to deduct money. That's why I would set it up. But it's wide open. You can sign these deals. There's no restrictions. And I would sign it. Look, if you're going to opt out at any point, I mean, some players, who knows, they might opt out the 7th game. Who knows? They get the agent speaking to them. And we've seen that in the past. Players opt out early in the season, which is it's outlandish.
In the real world, yeah. If you're a manager, you're a sales manager, or whatever, that would happen. Yeah. In the real world, in the real corporate world.
Yeah. So like I said, you have this insurance that covers your injury. You can sign up for that insurance. Then you're signing the NIL contract, so you're receiving money there. So if you do get hurt, you're going to get the insurance money, and you're going to be paid your NIL money as well. But you're going to opt out of these games. We're not giving you the total value. We're going to deduct something. We're going to put an incentive there. Maybe we put a little bonus to play in the bowl game. I don't know. Maybe we do that.
To me, that's ridiculous. I've got to pay you a bonus on top of everything else just to be able to get you to
Right.
do your
Yeah. Right. Just to complete the season. Yeah, it's absurd to me, but this is where we are at this point in professional sports in college.
Well, let me ask you a question, because we know there's a lot of gambling that goes on, with all the football,
Yeah.
everything. Is that not upsetting the gambling clubs that are out there? Because I mean, you're gambling because you think this person is going to stay in.
Donna, they know if a player has a cold. I mean, these people who set these odds, they know everything. They have people out there checking information. That's their business information to the nth degree. They follow these teams to the nth degree. They know somebody's got a sore toenail. They know about it. Yeah, they find out. So they have people across the country. They're making phone calls. Yeah.
That upsets the apple cart, though, when someone bows out of a game, I would think.
They set the odds accordingly, right? They will adjust the odds. Yeah. And if you see big swings, I mean, they follow the money too. They see heavy betting on one side. They look at that and they'll make a slight move in the line. Let's say, yeah, they're very precise. They're scientific. Yeah.
In your opinion, who is really the power person behind all of this? Who is the person who ultimately sets the rules?
That's a good question, Donna. That's a good question, because the NCAA are very fearful now to apply various rules, because they know that sometimes they will lose in the court. So they just let the programs function. If they look at something and there's any type of question, they are evaluating, can we win in court? If we can't, they just let it happen, even though there's a rule established, because they know they're going to be challenged. Like, for instance, all this eligibility business. You see players coming back now for 6th year, 7th year. It's nobody knows anymore exactly who's eligible, because they're awaiting on the appeal process. Sometimes they're saying, well, I played in junior college, but we don't count that now. We're not going to count that. And they're challenging that in court. You're taking years away from me because I played a year of junior college football or basketball or something. So the NCAA is in charge to a certain degree, but they're running scared.
Well, would you say in the long range of things, the real wizard of the whole thing would be the players?
Would be the players. You said, is that what you said? The players. Yeah, at this moment, the players have the most leverage at this point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at this juncture, because they have their lawyers they can challenge, and they seem to be winning in the court system. Yeah.
Yeah.
The schools, and this is fun. I just like to bring this up every time. You hear of all these objections from coaches about the playoff system, about, for instance, James Madison and Tulane being in the playoffs and Notre Dame not being in the playoffs, or some other teams. The time to object is not in December. It's when the rules are being formulated at these conventions, January, February, March, April. I mean, I'm amazed that these coaches, they object to the playoff system in December. Did your athletic director, did you not have a conversation about the rules when they were being legislated? Did you talk to the president or the athletic director and ask them, okay, about this playoff now, what are the exact rules? What do we need to do to earn a berth? And it seems like they never bring up the objection until something happens to them personally. Mm-hmm. So I find that, how could you be in a business you don't know the rules?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I just would not, and I would be really upset if the players actually were the wizard of the whole thing. Now, I would be very upset about that.
Yeah, I mean, for so long, the players they really abuse the players, the NCAA, and when I say the NCAA, that's the schools. because the NCAA is the schools in those programs. They're the ones who put together all these rules. Yeah, there's a chairperson for the NCAA and committees and things like that. But for 50 years, and I always say this, that they knew that someday the players were going to be paid. And this is the system you came up with. It's the Wild West. It'll be the Wild West for a good while because Congress has no appetite to really repair the situation. And let's think about it, Donna. Who in America do you know of 10 people, you lined them up? Let's run to Washington to solve this problem. I'm not saying Washington doesn't solve problems. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, that's naive to say that. Hear people say that. We have rules that help people in America. We know that through Washington. But nobody's running as their first choice to solve the problem. You're the one who's the mastermind. You are the experts in this field. Why have you not come up with something? But you have lawyers, you have high-priced lawyers. How come you can't come up with something that'll win in court if you're challenged? This is my pet peeve, I guess. We've known this for 50 years. They've been trying, players wanted to be paid and there was going to be money involved because the money's too large down it. It's too large not to share. You can't say we're paying the coach $13 million, but we don't have any money. You're paying the coach $13 million. One coach, $13 million. I use perfect smart as an example. But we don't have any money. We're crying. Everybody's crying about money. All these schools. We don't have enough NIL money to compete. Really? If you're a school like Alabama, or you're any team in the SEC, you don't have any money to compete with if the SEC has no money, nobody has any money to compete with the NIL.
I'm going to say this. We've got to go into a commercial break. I'm going to say this. A very good friend of mine always says, follow the money.
That's it.
Well, we need to start following the money. And I think we'll get to the problem. And then we can take care of the problem. Let's go into a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. Mexican restaurant located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020. We're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to limonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of My Pillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all My Pillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98, or our 6-piece towel sets just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free.
Okay, we are back. It's getting a little bit thick right here, but I'm going to tell you, it's the truth that needs to be said. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television and Radio Talk Show, where truth matters. Wanted to thank got a bunch of new sponsors. Wanted to thank, first of all, the Anderson Mall. You guys are awesome. And thank you so much for letting me be part of your world. I definitely appreciate that. We have a new sponsor, Kiss My Glass is the name of the business, and it's a very nice business. And I'll tell you what she does. She's a pro at putting gifts together. And so if you have something unique, it can be, Christmas was wonderful for them. Valentine's Day is coming up. You have something you would like to give that's unique and it's not cookie cutter, you need to go see them. They're right there in the Anderson Mall. Also, Adam, a Naturalist and Cafe. If you're into natural products like I am, you want products to go on your face or in your body that has no chemicals in it, you need to go by and see them. And I'm going to tell you what, they have an awesome place. So go ahead and check that out. And by the way, all the products are natural. I never thought about using any kind of a spray on my hair because I already have oily hair. She has a spray that she has put together that will make your hair so manageable, and it's all natural. You're not stripping your hair or your skin of anything. It's all natural stuff. Murawski at the mall, great place to go for food. Very low price, and I'm going to tell you what, they will pile the food on the plate. You'll wind up taking some home. Make sure you check them out as well. But again, thank you to all of our great, great, wonderful sponsors. We definitely appreciate you. I've got AP Stedham with me right now. We've been talking football. Let's talk about the upcoming games and your forecast. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, Don, let's look at that Rose Bowl. That's the granddaddy of them all, big ball game. I say Alabama's playing 100 years later. I think that's such a cool story. But, Donna, Alabama's a team that they must throw the football. So consequently, can you protect the quarterback? You're playing an Indiana team, very good defensively. I think the best effort I saw all year defensively was Indiana beating Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, holding that high-powered offense to 10 points. That's pretty significant because Ohio State's quarterback is Julian Sand, California native, who was at Alabama for about 5 minutes. Actually, was at that Rose Bowl game, and he transferred after Nick Saban retired. But he has Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, two exceptional receivers. Jeremiah Smith, I think, the best receiver in the country. To hold them to 10 points, that passing attack and that ground game that they have at Ohio State, that was fabulous. So could Indiana put enough pressure on Alabama's quarterback, just enough to cause him to run around the pocket? And we know that the quarterback's on the move. They're not as accurate. Now, Indiana, they lost one of their best pass rushers, but they still have excellent defense. I know Alabama defensively has played fairly well. But this Indiana team has the Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza. I saw him play against Auburn. I saw him beat Auburn at Auburn when he played for the University of California. He's from South Florida. He's Cuban. Won the Heisman Trophy. Nobody before the year thought a transfer quarterback from Indiana was going to win the Heisman Trophy, be the #1 team. Their coaches twice been named the National Coach of the Year consensus. That's never happened. Kurt Signetti, who was an assistant at Alabama. For those of you who remember, he coached Julio Jones, the wide receiver. So Alabama's got to protect their quarterback. They have to be able to run the ball to some degree to get a little bit of balance to keep Indiana from just flat out rushing the quarterback. Now, could Alabama play without penalties and turnovers? I don't know. But they need to because Indiana makes very few mistakes, very few penalties for them. Indiana, they're fundamentally sound. So Alabama, think about this. Indiana, Donna, the worst FBS program in history. The winning percentage is in the 40s all time. Alabama's one of the tops, 75, 80%, whatever that number is. They're a 6-point favorite against Alabama in the Rose Bowl. Who would ever thought? Indiana played in the Rose Bowl. The 1967 team was the 68 Rose Bowl. They're going back there after 58 years. And won the Big Ten, right? So that Indiana story, Donna, I've been watching it a very long time, as you know. That's got to be one of the coolest stories in college football of all time. Because football is a manpower sport. Not like basketball, you get 2-3 players, you can bring your team to the championship. Football is manpower. A lot of people need to be good. And he put this program together in 2 years. 2 years, put this program together. And so this Alabama team, huge challenge for them. They're an underdog, but they're just going to have to block for their quarterback. That's their chance to win. And then there's no penalties and the turnovers. Then let's look at the Georgia Ole Miss game.
Let me ask you a question about Indiana. Where were they ranked at the beginning of the season?
Oh, yeah, at the beginning. I had them in the top 10, Donna, in my poll.
Yeah, you did, but where did everybody else?
I think they were ranked. They were in the top 25 because last year they made the playoffs. Imagine that. Indiana, they have the playoffs in this format. Indiana's there twice. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Alabama wasn't in the playoffs, right? Or whatever.
Less than a minute in this segment. Less than a minute.
Okay, Ole Miss and Georgia, big ball game. There's an 8-point game in Athens, Georgia. Ole Miss was ahead by double digits, I think, the second half. Georgia, tough team to beat. They're playing in the Sugar Bowl. I still think Georgia's the team to beat. They know how to win with low scoring, high scoring. So, watch that game. Texas and Michigan play. Michigan's got a brand new coach. He's going to be an observer. Kyle Whittingham came from Utah. So they solved that issue. But Texas, I know they're going to play for a lot of pride to beat a big blue blood team like Michigan at Citrus Bowl. So, excuse me. Vanderbilt, they're looking to have a record year, winning another game, 11 games, playing Iowa. That would be a good ball game. The Rely Quest Bowl, they're favored by 4 points. Tennessee, 6.5-point favorite of Illinois. And Mississippi State is a 3-point favorite of Wake Forest in the Mayo Bowl. So those are the games we have left for the SEC besides those playoff games.
We're back next week, but you're going to have a lot to talk about. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
As if we didn't talk about a lot of stuff today. But
yes.
Thank you so much for being with me. And thank you guys so much for watching. We definitely appreciate that. And thank you to all of our new sponsors. We appreciate you and all of our existing sponsors. You absolutely make our day. Again, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Donna.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Donnas Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television and Radio Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us on television, syndicated on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast now on the newscasters.com. And listen to us on the radio. That's the biggest country station we got, I think, here, and as far as I'm concerned, the biggest one we've got here in South Carolina, WZLA 92.9 FM on the dial. And you can find us there on Saturdays. And that will be at 9 a.m. in the morning. But again, thank you so much for watching. We definitely appreciate that. Continue sending email. You can ask Pastor Greg. It makes my day. When I receive an email from you, I just go to pieces because I'm so glad to hear from you. Anything you would like for me to do some research. I'm the original geek. I hung out at the library in school. I was quietest in Who's Who, all that. So I love research. So you are not bothering me one bit when you send email to me. So appreciate you so much for doing that too. I have Pastor Greg with me right now, Greg Lohner. And Greg and I are buddies now.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to have you on. And I know you've got a Christmas play coming up at the church. But before that, let's talk a little bit about the church and some of the things you're doing in the community right now.
I'm sorry, doing what?
Yeah, what are you doing in the community right now?
In the community. Okay, well, right now we're having a hard time keeping our blessing box filled up, which is a good thing. I've told you all before, we have someone that looks after that like 3 times a week, and so that's keeping her busy. Emergency food assistance. I've got a call I've got to take care of here in just a little bit to provide some groceries for a family. So those are big things that we have been trying to help people out with food. But this church, again, we are so mission oriented, mission minded, and stuff going on all the time around here, trying to meet the needs of people.
Yeah, and you guys do just an excellent job doing that.
Thank you.
Now you have a podcast. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so on Thursday nights at 7:30, we have Level Land Live. Of course, our church is in the community of Level Land. We have an IVA address, but the Level Land community. So it was just laid upon my heart to kind of get Level Land out there and put us on the map. And so I have just been able to meet so many different people that I had never met before, that people tell me about would be good guests to be on. And lo and behold, it's like every single person that I have to come on just seems like they're made for being before an audience like we have, and just sharing what God is doing in their life, what He's brought them through. We have lots of singers that have come as well, some Southern gospel groups, and sometimes just kind of common, ordinary people in churches that sing every once in a while. So I'm just having the time of my life, and have had some top-notch people from Myrtle Beach, Pigeon Forge in the singing industry and play production industries. And so, just like I said, I'm just having a ball and look forward to every single week with Level Land Live. It's on our Mission Baptist Church Facebook page.
Don't you just love technology? I mean, this is why you guys have a much bigger outreach. Really all over the world.
Yeah, I would like to say, even with the walk through Bethlehem, I know you and your husband went to that last weekend, and one of my Level Land Live programs was with one of the deacons there at the church. And I would hope that we were a part of the word getting out for more people to show up last weekend than ever before. So that's what it's all about. It's not really about our church. It's about lifting up other people, giving them an opportunity to share again what God is doing in their life, and just reaching people far and wide as best we can with the saving knowledge of Jesus.
That's why I love what you guys do, because it's not a competition with you. I mean, we're all on the same team. And I've seen some churches compete with each other, and I'm like, aren't we all on the same team?
Yeah. I mean, everything that I seek to do is to build other people up, and that's what we're to do in the body of Christ. You know, Jesus prayed that we would all be one, and so that's just always been important to me. I don't see denominations, you know, I see people looking to Jesus, the author and finisher of their faith, and we're all trying to reach heaven together. And it's so much easier to do that when we do it together as opposed to separately, be it through denominations or what we believe about various doctrines and things like that. If in Jesus we can agree, then that's good enough for me. That's what matters most.
Well, I think your interview with the walk through Bethlehem was probably one big major reason they had so many people, because they were telling us that this is the biggest crowd they've ever had. It was like a record breaker. How
Yeah.
many people were there the night you went?
Well, see, I didn't make it. I intended to go last weekend, but I did not make it. But in years past, I have been the past couple of years, and the guy said that they had the past couple of years maybe 7,000, but this year it was up around 10,000.
Wow.
And of course, the Friday before, I interviewed him on a Wednesday. The first weekend, that Friday, it was called off. So for them to catch up, having that night of rain on Friday night and way top um, the attendance from all the years so far that they've had it, glory to God. But it's very possible that several people watched that and
Mhm.
word spread and they came out and saw it, because there were thousands of people that watched that.
Oh, we went on Saturday night, and I think was it Friday or Saturday?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was incredible. We were in the last group to go, and
Mhm.
I mean, people were just backed up, and they were adding several hundred people, per, and they had to. And we
Mhm.
got there thinking, well, but we'll be right in. We waited over 2 hours, and it was worth it. It was worth it every minute. But they were so accommodating, and I like how organized it was with that many people coming in, and they didn't turn anybody away. I
Yeah.
mean, we still got to go through, even waiting 2 hours, and it was just organized, and it was warmer, but they had the fire pits going, so people could warm up, even though you were waiting. You got to
Yeah.
meet people and talk to people. So that turned out really good too. But I just had a great time.
Yes, ma'am. And I could just sense with that guy that I interviewed and everything, that if they had a bigger crowd than usual, that they would adapt and adjust. I mean, he seemed to be really confident in no
Mhm.
matter what the crowd size or whatever. So, I saw a post that they put where he described in detail all of the different things that they did in order to make it convenient, even though there were a whole lot of people there for the attenders. So, great job, well done. And to be able to sit down again, um, being a Baptist pastor with a Mennonite, and to just talk to one another like we've known each other all our lives. I just think it's wonderful when the body of Christ comes together and helps one another out and find those common ground things that there's no need to bring up any differences, because you find out that you've got the main thing, and that's belief and faith in Jesus Christ in common, and none else matters. And so just a great, great interview. And I'm so glad that they reach so many people. And like I shared with him, there's no telling how many people are impacted by the things that God leads us to do in our churches if we're truly doing it for Him and for His glory. We won't know this side of heaven all of the many people that have been saved or been helped in some way, but we'll find out one of these days. And I believe God's going to reveal those things. He'll reveal those things openly. And the thing about it, none of us now or then can toot our horns, because we're going to lay down our crowns at His feet anyway. To Him be all the glory. And if that's not where our our heart is and what our motive is, then, I just think it's all for naught to even attempt to do things for God. It has to come from a heart that's open to giving him all the glory. And so, if you're looking for a church that operates like that, we just want to glorify Jesus, we want to glorify God with our lives, with all that we do, because he alone is worthy. You know that Christmas song, for he alone is worthy, Christ the Lord. And that's true. And we need to live our lives as such. And every word and every deed, do all to the glory of Jesus Christ, the Bible says.
Absolutely. We're going to have to go into a commercial break. But before we go, I wanted to mention this one thing about the walk through Bethlehem.
Yeah.
So when we first got there, they gave us these little tokens, and we had to pay taxes to the Roman soldiers.
Yeah.
So I
that
thought
was scary for me the first time. I was like, oh my.
I got to pay taxes. So,
Yeah.
So we did. We paid our taxes to the Roman
Right.
soldiers. But anyway, that was pretty interesting. And then the end of it too. I mean, everything was just great. And they gave us some hot chocolate, which was very loved. And but now we went on the night that wasn't so cold. They had said the Thursday night was his worst night. I mean, it was just terrible cold. But anyway, people still endured it and stayed it. Nobody, as far as I know, nobody turned and walked away. I mean, they put up with the cold and everything. So, and the talent there was just way above exceptional. I mean, it was. Right. So you got to walk around and see Mary as she was being told, that she was going to birth Christ. And then you walk around and then you see the marketplace and the choir was phenomenal. My granddad was.
That's my favorite.
Oh my goodness. My granddad was a music director. And so I told Phil, I said, my granddad would have just like died and went to heaven if he'd had a choir like that. I mean, they were just awesome. Okay, let's hurry up and go into a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about your Christmas play.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98, or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free.
Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge Television and Radio Talk Show. You can find us on Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com and on the radio. It's country station, WZLA, and I love being with them too. I mean, everywhere we're tickled. And I want to thank everybody for all of our sponsors. We've got some new ones. We're about to go ahead and talk about those pretty soon once I get everything arranged for them. And I'm just so excited about all of that. And I know you guys are too. And you're the reason we do what we do. And again, thank you for everything. I have Pastor Greg Lohner with me right now, and you are going to have a Christmas play coming up, and it's going to be this coming Sunday. You want to talk about it?
Sure. So it's at our regular time, 11 o'clock, when we normally have service. And I have heard bits and pieces about it. I've heard who's doing what and things like that. And it's going to be kids of different ages, lots of small children as well. So with that, you never know how things are actually going to turn out. So it's going to be very interesting. And so my soon-to-be wife, her family is the ones that have been working on this during Sunday school and during the worship hour. Normally have children's church, but the past few weeks they've been working on the Christmas play. So I don't like to know a whole lot about the plays that are coming up because I want to see it firsthand the first time when they perform. But from what I'm hearing, there's going to be singing, there's going to be some portraying the Christmas story, and some drumming to the little drummer boy. And it's going to be unique. Going to be some cute little things that is going to get you in the Christmas spirit for sure. So please come and be with us. We're going to have finger foods afterwards. So make plans for that as well, to stay with us and enjoy some good finger foods. Our folks are great cooks and always put out the spread. And so you don't want to miss that. So 11 o'clock this Sunday, right here, Mission Baptist Church. We're about halfway between Abbeville and Anderson on Highway 201. There's like 3 different ways you can go to Anderson from Abbeville. You can take 81, you can take or 71, and that actually runs into 81, which goes to Calhoun Falls. So 71, 28, or 201. So we're 201. And we'd love to have you. Just come and be with us. Bring the family.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a fun time, I'm sure. Let's kind of go back in time just a little bit. Think about when you were a kid. Were you having a Christmas play?
Yes, I'm sure that I was. Oh, I can't remember any specific ones in church for some reason, but I do remember some at school.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's an exciting thing for a kid. I was in a bunch of them, but the one I remember the most is the one where I'm supposed to be serious, and I started laughing
Yeah.
and could not stop. I mean, I was about 11 years old, silly little girl,
Yeah.
and quiet, but there's something about being in a play excited me. So I loved being in it, but I was supposed to be a blind girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sitting there just looking straight ahead, acting all blind and everything. And so I was a rich blind girl. And so the girl another girl was being a hairdresser. So she was fixing my hair and trying to put my hair in braids and all that kind of stuff. And I happened to look over at this man this man, we just loved his family. I mean, they were just wonderful. So he was trying to make me laugh, and he succeeded.
Ah.
And so, yeah, and then I started laughing. Well, then the whole church was laughing because I was laughing. And so, anyway, and kids remember all that stuff. So, if
Yeah.
you have kids, and I would encourage them to be in a Christmas play at
Yeah.
church. I would definitely in a school plays too, and even if you make a blooper out of it, like I was common at doing, they're still going to remember that. But I still remember what it was about. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of laughing. I shouldn't have done that. I thought I was going to get a whipping when I got home, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But kids remember those things. They remember plays they were in. They remember vacation Bible school, and sometimes kids will lead the parents to come to church.
That's right.
I've seen that happen a lot.
Yes. Yeah. People want to be a part of something that makes a difference, not only in them, but in other people too. So we need to expose our children to those types of things. And, that brings me again back to my church, which I love to talk about. So we had a couple here Sunday that was here for the first time, and they're younger. I don't believe they have any children, but they're of parenting age. And as I just shared about the service opportunities and things that we have here, you could just see them lighting up. So if you're looking for a church where your kids are going to be exposed to opportunities to serve people one-on-one, in person, roll up sleeves and actually do work for the kingdom of God, we'll give you plenty of opportunities to do that. And you don't just find that everywhere, but here, people that come here know that we get down and we get with it with the people that are not your typical average people that would come inside of a church building, and that's okay. They need ministry too.
Absolutely. That's what church is for, is to welcome folks in.
Yep.
And I'm glad to see you guys do that. I wanted to ask you a question because I know you guys have many outreach programs in the community, and we talked about some of that just a little bit earlier in the show, first segment. Are you guys looking for maybe folks to donate or maybe volunteers to help with some of the programs you have?
Yes, ma'am. We sure would love that. We just had a couple of big fundraisers. So we have been used to generating the extra funds that we need on our own. So yes, we're always in need of additional funding. We do have some donors that have contributed. One I talked about on another program that we did together that's pretty reliable to pitch in and help out every quarter. So that's awesome. But yes, and the guarantee is that when you give, your money is going to go to help with our missions, our ministries, our outreach. And it's not going to be used for any other purposes other than for what you designate it for. So if you want it to go to the food ministry, give it to the food ministry. If you want to give it to the children, give it to the children. Miss D's deals on groceries, we do that every Tuesday. And I've got donors for it that from time to time say, hey, I don't need the food myself, but I want to buy 3 orders, and I want you to give it to people that you know of that have needs. So there's all kind of ways that you can help us to help others. And like I said earlier in this broadcast, it's obvious that there are many people that are struggling. Christmas time is bad enough with people trying to make ends meet, buying Christmas gifts and things like that, but also this cold snap as well. People are going to have to be paying heat bills and things like that they haven't been having to pay. And so I am thinking that the month of December and January and probably into February are going to be rough, and we're going to be uh, scrambling around trying to help as many people as we can. So chances are there'll be a windfall as far as some income coming in, and so we would be glad to receive any donations that you have to help us out.
Absolutely. Do you guys, if someone has gently used kids' clothes like coats and maybe shoes and boots and stuff like that, would you accept those and hand those out to families?
We would be glad to take those in and get them to a place. I haven't felt in my heart, just due mainly to storage capacity that we have here. For now, we're limited as far as space, but I personally would be willing to either go to someone's home, pick things up, get it where it needs to go. If you live close to level land in our church and would have a hard time with transportation getting it somewhere, I would love to be a part of that as far as that aspect goes. But intake here and distribution, we just don't have the space for that right now. But if you want to buy us a building, we could do more and more things for sure.
And I'm sure you would too. I'm sure that'd be a lot of fun.
We've been looking for another building for the longest, but the ones we've been looking at are like the modular buildings. We already have one, and we really need one about double that size, but we're having a hard time finding any of them for sale that are compatible with state law as far as being licensed in the state of South Carolina and built by owners that are approved by the state of South Carolina. So if you happen to be listening and you know of a building out there that meets that criteria, well, we might very well be interested, because we've outgrown our space and we're looking to get bigger buildings or extra buildings, what have you, to be able to do more things, which I'm sure would include clothing intake and things like that.
That sounds good. Okay, Pastor Greg, we've got to go. Talk again one more time about the play. What time, where it's going to be? The
play is this Sunday. That is the 21st, and it is at 11 o'clock, and finger foods will be afterwards. I'm sure it's going to be great. And if you don't have a church home or want to slip away or whatever, come on over. We'll be glad to have you, make you feel at home.
Sounds great. Thank you for being with me. And thank you guys so much for watching. It's always so much fun to be with you every single day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone. Again, thank you so much. We'll see you next time around. Bye-bye.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.